Okay. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the Peace Express Jazz Club, deep in the heart of Soho. Yeah, awesome. And well done for getting tickets tonight. This show sold out ages ago. Very quick, and for a very good reason. We have like a rising star. We have an all-star band, but truly a rising star, and you're in for an absolute treat. So sit back, buckle in, and enjoy your food and drink. Just to let you know, we are filming the show. So if anyone's here with their mistress, or just let that be a warning. And make sure your mobile phones are switched off or turned to silent, and try and keep talking to a minimum if possible for everyone's enjoyment. But sit back, relax, enjoy. And please give a huge, huge welcome to the amazing talent, Sultan Stevenson.
I've been well, thanks. I've just come back from Ireland, which was lovely. And yeah, back ahead of the London Jazz Festival in November. So very excited for that. A few things in Christmas. It's a great time.
Amazing. The last time we saw you, you closed out the tour in London, Soho, at Peace Express. How was it?
Yeah, that was fantastic. It was actually the first time that all five of us from the album have actually played together. So it was a real kind of occasion, a lot of kind of excitement within the band because we had no idea what was going to happen really. But the best happened and it was a fantastic show, joined by Baptiste on saxophone, Josh Short on trumpet, Joel Waters on drums, Jacob Gryn on bass. Yeah, it was a really great time. We actually sold out weeks in advance, so there was a lot of excitement already kind of in the room. And yeah, I had the best time ever. with jazz. Jazz is a very improvised, very spontaneous art form, and it takes a certain level of, I mean, any music takes a certain level of comfortability, but with jazz, because it's so intimate, you kind of have to be able to trust fully your fellow band person. So I guess it really comes from the rhythm section. It comes from the piano, bass, and drums, kind of that foundation first. And then the kind of everything, I always see everything kind of goes on top of that. So I think we've built up a kind of great chemistry. And then, I've known Josh for a very long time. We were at conservatory kind of around the same time, different conservatories, but still around the same time. And then Dennis being one of my ex-teachers, I kind of know him on that level as well. And, I kind of know his playing. I've always been a massive fan of his sound, of his discography as well. So it was, it's just been, there's so many kind of levels kind of within the ensemble that I think contribute to our chemistry that everyone seems to speak of. Yeah. We don't actually have a lot of publications just dedicated towards jazz, not only actually in the country, but all over the world. And jazz-wise, they kind of lead Europe. They're kind of Europe's kind of magazine. Obviously Downbeat and other publications are more American. But it was a really kind of surreal moment. I remember I went down to, I make a habit now, I kind of go down to W. H. Smith and see if there's anything there. But I remember going down to W. H. Smith because I'd been emailed from my publicist that I've been featured in the article. So I went down to W. H. Smith, opened up the magazine, and I actually said it on the front cover. It said, interviews, blah, 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 blah. It said Sultan Stevenson. I'm like, wow. So I opened it, and this big sprawling cover, this big sprawling page of me and my kind of face and stuff, and all this writing. And yeah, it was really, really surreal moment, just kind of being in print, so that was really fantastic. Yeah, it's a very humbling kind of experience to see like my work kind of under this title of Editor's Choice. And then I also have loads of other people I've looked up to for so long, as well as my contemporaries in all over the world, under this title of Editor's Choice. And this isn't something I was really expecting. I kind of released this with no real expectations. I just wanted to see what would happen. But, I've had the best reception. Very, very grateful for all of the press, all of the radio people as well that are championing the work, that are, playing the work, that are talking about it. So again, that was another kind of full circle humbling experience. I would describe the night as buzzing, full of energy, and probably just a celebration. again, that's another kind of religious title. It's actually biblical Hebrew, and it means God saw me. That's the name. That's what that translates to. Again, you know, that arguably has nothing to do with the musical content of that particular piece, but it's something that I guess only I could really explain, and maybe not explain it with words, but it's an expression that it's something that I feel. It's a mood that I feel that the piece kind of has, a quality to the piece that it has to it. So yeah, the piece is entitled Elroy, and it is biblical Hebrew. It translates to God saw me, and the actual story of that and where that comes from is the famous story of biblical story of Hagar and how she's kind of ostracized from her people, and she runs, and then she hears this voice saying Elroy, which means God sees me. So I guess what that really means is kind of this thing of, there's always, if you don't feel seen, there's always someone that does see you, and there's, you're always seen by someone, even if you don't really feel like you're part of something, or you're involved in something, or you're included in something. So that kind of, that spirit and that sentiment is kind of what I want to put in to the piece when I'm playing it, and what I want to evoke from the tune being played, and I guess what I want the listener to take away from that piece. Well, growing up, I listened to a lot. I guess my early years, it was a lot of jazz, because my dad, he is a massive, massive jazz fan. And growing up, I saw like loads of CDs all over the house. It actually really annoyed my mum as well, because like these things were just everywhere. And every room, bedroom, bathroom, toilet, kitchen, garden, shed, doesn't matter. Car as well, especially the car. Records everywhere. So there's a lot of jazz, all different types of jazz as well. Also a lot of classical, because I guess of the nature of coming up as a pianist, it's very much entrenched in classical kind of lineage and music. So there's a bit of classical there, gospel from my love of church. I've always really loved gospel. Probably listen to actually more gospel than I do jazz right now. call myself a gospel musician or gospel keyboardist, any kind of light term like that. But I do appreciate the music, and I have listened to a great deal of it. And I think somehow, maybe through musical osmosis, it's kind of seeped into my music in ways that I didn't have any intention to do, but just purely because I listened to it, it's kind of soaked in there in kind of subtle ways, in the titles of some of the tunes, the name itself of the album, the playing style in some particular tracks as well. So there's loads of, and then there's also some soul in there. I guess I get that from my mum. I love Donny Hathaway. Really love Donny Hathaway. So there's kind of all kinds of different references. For me, the title actually usually comes after. The title is usually the last thing to come of the tune, or maybe it's kind of in the stages of writing the tune. But I mean, every tune takes on its own process, and I kind of like that every tune has its own way of coming into being. So for some tunes, it's the melody first. For some tunes, maybe I went to somewhere where I experienced something, or I saw a movie or saw a play, and that's now inspired me to come up with some kind of motivic idea. I guess with Summer Was Our Holy Place, that kind of came from the initial kind of harmonic kind of riff that you hear at the start in the piano. Then the rest of the instruments take that on. Then the melody came. The melody, it's kind of weird because all of my composition teachers and all of my friends say no, the melody should be first, and that rule is kind of, that goes back even to like 1800s kind of Baroque music, But for me, sometimes the melody comes last. Like sometimes a good groove can kind of be that's all you need for a tune, So that was the process with Summer Was Our Holy Place, and I guess the title came from, I read this poem, and that was the title of the poem, and I really love that phrase. I don't even really know how to describe it, but I guess it's the whole idea of, I guess, summer not necessarily being like connoting climate or temperature, but actually being a state of being and being a kind of a headspace, like living in summer and all the good things that summer brings, of like kind of getting together with people and nice picnics in the park and ice cream and frolicking, stuff like that. So that's what I kind of want to evoke with that tune.